Things are all just gonna come with the territory.
That's right.
You know?
And that's why it says riches are not common to a niggard.
Yep.
You know, what's that common with, what's his name? Cabal, I believe. What's that? Cabal? I forgot what the book, but basically, you know, he had he was a fool.
Yeah, no ball and family.
No ball.
David and the ball.
Yeah,
David
no ball. And then that name Nabal means what? It means fool. He had great substance. You know, he had riches. He had cattle. He had everything.
Had a good wife.
He had everything. But guess what? He was a fool with that. With everything he had. You know, so how much more? If he had wisdom, you know, then he could have got the things he had and then some. You know.
Got some, brother?
I'm looking for them.
All right. Give me what's that scripture? About the ball, matter of fact. I can look it up for you quick. Rich, got something?
Yeah. This is Ecclesiastes 7 and 25. I applied mine heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolish and madness. The spirit, you know, hey, that's what we doing through the spirit too, man. Seeking out the wisdom of the Lord, man. To know certain things. That's why brothers are skilled in certain things, because that's the wisdom of the Lord, man.
That's right. Give me this shit swat there.
I could really start at like 4.
Yeah.
This is 1 Samuel 25, and you know what? I'll just start at 1. It says, "And Samuel died, and all the Israelites were gathered together and lamented him, and buried him in his house of Ramah. And David arose and went down to the wilderness of Paran, and there was a man in Maon, whose possessions were in Carmel, and the man was very great, and he had 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats, and he was shearing his sheep in Carmel. Now the name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife was Abigail, and she was a woman of good understanding and of a beautiful countenance, but the man was churlish and evil in his doings, and he was of the house of Caleb."
Right. So this man named Nabal, all right, he had it all, man. He had land, he had riches, you know, he had a good wife, all right.
Verse 4, "And David heard in the wilderness that Nabal did shear his sheep. And David sent out 10 young men. And David said unto the young men, Get you up to Carmel, and go to Nabal, and greet him in my name.
Yep.
And thus shall ye say to him that liveth in prosperity, Peace be both to thee, and peace be to thy house, and peace be unto all that thou hast. Mm-hmm. And now I have heard that thou hast shearers. Now thy shepherds which were with us, we hurt them not, neither was there aught missing unto them, all the while they were in Carmel. Ask thy young men, and they will shew thee. Wherefore let the young men find favor in thy eyes, for we come in a good day. Give, I pray thee, whatsoever cometh to thy hand unto thy servants and to thy son David."
Right. So right now, King David, you know, he basically asked out right now, man. And then he heard about Nabal and this very enriched land. Right now, where Carmel means a guarded land. You know, so that land, it must have been, it was very fruitful. All right. So King David sent out men, all right, to go there, and get substance, get some substance to bring it back to King David.
Yeah, he was on the run from Samuel. He had men with him there in the caves. You got an Israelite. He's got all these riches. Hey, share a little. Love thy neighbor, as they say, right?
David was actually guarding his flock. Like, I did this for you. You could at least.
Right, because those are those men. Yep. And it says, and 9, and when David's young men came, they spake to Nabal according to all those words, in the name of David and ceased. And Nabal answered David's servants and said, who is David?
Right. So this dude is basically he's proud. And then he said, who is David? You know what I mean? But, basically, he's like, who is David? I don't know that dude. I don't know nothing about King David. You know?
I know you have.
Appreciate it. Thank you. And it says it was a Jake that made him, Lord have mercy on him. He saw us reading and he turned, that was a nice little system. And he turned it down. What did she ask you, Ramad? If you would you say? Right, yeah, we Christians. We are the biblical Christians. Damn it. And it says, and Nabal, 1 Samuel 25:10, and Nabal answered David's servants and said, who is David? And who is the son of Jesse? There be many servants nowadays that break away every man from his master. Damn, so that's a proud ass statement.
Yep. And basically, he knew King David, man. King David, he was very known during this time, man. All right.
And remember, a gift destroys the heart.
And basically, this whole account is basically showing what a nigga without wisdom can do what I can do. What nigga without wisdom will do with riches.
And it reads 11. Shall I then take my bread and my water and my flesh that I have killed for my shears and give it unto men, whom I know not whence they be?
Man, so right now, Nabal is saying, basically he's like, man, I'm not gonna give them my substance that I work for and that I gained with my own hands. Basically saying F King David, right? F you,
Like, who is this nigga?
Right.
12. So David's young men turned their way and went again. See, this is like going with the law. When you go before you enter a city, you gotta ask, peace. Do you come? Will you, come in peace? And if they say no, then you're legally allowed to kill all the men with the sword. And it says, and went again and came and told him all those sayings. And David said unto his men, gird ye on every man his sword. And they girded on every man his sword. And David also girded on his sword. And there went up after David about 400 men, and 200 abode by the stuff. But one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, saying, behold, David sent messengers out of the wilderness to salute our master, and he railed on them. But the men were very good to us, and we were not hurt, neither missed we anything, as long as we were conversant with them when we were in the fields. They were a wall unto us both by night and day, all the while we were with them keeping the sheep.
Right. So right now, King David, he got word that Nabal is saying, basically, he said, forget about you, man. I'm not about to help you. But right now, you had Abigail. Tell them that, hey, you got some men up here that's good.
No, this is his servants telling Abigail.
Oh, Salakia.
They're telling this to her because they were the ones that David was protecting. And it says, because it says, but one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife. Yep. And it says, 17, now therefore know and consider what thou wilt do, for evil is determined against our master and against all his household, for he is such a son of Belial that a man cannot speak to him. Then Abigail, after she heard all this, after she heard what they were saying, then Abigail made haste and took 200 loaves and 2 bottles of wine and 5 sheep ready dressed and 5 measures of parched corn and 100 clusters of raisins and 200 cakes of figs and laid them on asses.
That's a lot of, man. That's a lot of substance. Right. Care package,
And it reads, and she said unto her servants, so she had servants doing this. She wasn't doing it. Go on before men, behold, I come after you. But she told not her husband Nabal.
Right.
And it was so, as she rode on the ass, that she came down by the covert of the hill, and behold, David and his men came down against her, and she met them. Now David had said, surely in vain have I kept all that this fellow has in the wilderness, so that nothing was missed of all that pertained unto him, and he has requited me evil for good.
Yep.
So and more also to the Most High, unto the enemies of David, if I leave all that pertain to him by morning light, any that pisseth against the wall.
So he was hot. He was mad.
And it reads, and when Abigail saw David, she hastened and lightened off the ass, and fell before David on her face, and bowed herself to the ground, and fell at his feet, and said, upon me, my Lord, upon me, let this iniquity be, and let thy handmaid, I pray thee, speak in thy audience, and I fear the words of thy handmaid. Let not my Lord, I pray thee, regard this man of Belial, even Nabal, for as his name is, so is he. Nabal is his name, and folly is with him. But I, thy handmaid, saw not the young men of my Lord, whom thou didst send.
Right. So she says, she said the ball is his name and folly is his game.
Right. And basically right now, Abigail, she's pleading, to not go over there and kill Nabal, man. Because Nabal right now, he don't know what's going on. It's a whole event going on right now behind his back, that he wouldn't know about.
Going to the word Bala, I believe it's being like a worthless man. Man of worthless.
Damn, look at him. He got all those riches, in not a lick of wisdom, all that muscle for nothing.
Which those two don't mix.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It says wisdom, riches is the crown of a wise man.
1 Samuel 25 and 26. Now therefore, my Lord, as the Lord liveth, and as thy soul liveth, seeing the Lord has withholded thee from coming to shed blood, and from avenging thyself with thy own hand, now let thy enemies, and they that seek evil to my Lord, be as Nabal. And now this blessing which thy handmaid has brought unto my Lord, let it even be given unto the young men that thou followed my Lord.
Yep.
And I'm just going to jump down. 32, and it reads, and David said to Abigail, blessed be the Lord, power of Israel, which sent thee this day to meet me, and blessed by thy advice, and blessed be thou, which has kept me this day from coming to shed blood, and from avenging myself with my own hand.
Right, because the Lord could have jacked David up if he did that.
Yep.
The scripture says, he that revengeth himself shall find
Verse 33.
Verse 33, and blessed be thy advice, and blessed be thou, which thou kept me this day from coming to shed blood, and from avenging myself with my own hand.
Right, man. So just like the brother, just like you said, the Most High could have judged him because, like Yahweh Shemashai, didn't give David a sign, to go out there, to kill Nabal. And that's why Abigail, her and her servants, came to King David, to give them basically a peace offering, like a care package, to not go back there, and basically, have their sword fall upon his ball,
Yeah, that's pretty much.
This is Sirach chapter 28 and verse 1. He that revengeth shall find vengeance from the Lord, and he shall surely keep his sins in remembrance.
Right, and that's why it says what in Romans 12:19 it says, if possible, be at peace with all men. Okay, because why? Because vengeance is not in our hearts, man. All right, we're not out here on a damn rogue mission trying to kill Esau. Trying to do all kinds of acts unto him.
Another one. This is Proverbs chapter 17 and verse 13. Whoso rewarded evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house.
One more time, Bob. It's good.
Whoso rewarded evil for good,
yep,
evil shall not depart from his house.
Right, man. evil is not going to depart from your house, man. Basically, that means that if you're trying to, get back, onto somebody, then guess what? It's going to come, right back onto you, man. All right, and that's not the spirit, that you want to walk in. All right, that's why it says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. All right, can you get that Bible shot? 2 Corinthians 10:4.
And then what happened to the ball? The Lord killed him, and he gave his wife Abigail to David.
Yeah, eventually that happened.
This is 2 Corinthians 10:4. I'll start at 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Yo, right, man, it's not carnal. All right, 'cause right now, we're not marching. You know what I mean? Right now, we are at camp. What do we have? The Bible. Right now, we're not packing up swords and packing up knives and daggers and shit, man. All we have is the Holy Bible, and the Holy Bible is what? A spiritual book. All right.
And it reads, our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds.
Pulling down of strongholds. All right, and guess what? How about Shemashai is using us on the right hand side? All right, so that way, we can spiritually bring down Babylon, man. Because real quick, Bob Shaw, you and bros get the blue letter for the word stronghold, Bob Shaw. Because right now, America's what? A big stronghold. All right.
2 Corinthians 10:4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds.
Right. But mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, man. All right, and that's why you got a lot of camps out here. They take vengeance, into their own hearts. Just like that new farm, got arrested slapping the officer's hand. You're not supposed to go about like that, man. That's why it says. That's why it says agree with your adversary quickly. You got it, bro. The bar. Got it.
I'm gonna break this blue right there.
This is 2 Corinthians 10:4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds.
Yep, and that word stronghold, all right, it means a castle, a stronghold, fortress, or fastness. And it says anything on which one relies. All right, people here, they rely on what? America, man, Babylon. All right, but guess what? Babylon is being thrown down spiritually. All right, before it's thrown down physically.
Along with their idols. People idolize themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They idolize Caesar Borgia, American Idol. They idolize their favorite singer, rapper, musician, their children.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas trees.
Mm-hmm.
All that's being torn down. See, what we're doing is turning the world upside down, but really right side up.
Right. And that's why how Shaq is going to come back. But the so-called UFOs that they saw is now saying, that the real, and the Bible, what? It calls them chariots. All right.
This is Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
Right. And what's that swift cloud? Just the heavenly chariots of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Okay, if people now,
Oh shit!
oh wow, mobile vacuum cars. Damn,
That
man.
shit mobile.
Yeah, we had to damn. And that's why out there in I believe Greece, like Henrietta, you got deep pop shot sites. I ain't gonna say the word, but you bros know.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
And look, they got a Jake administering it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. More time about the shot.
Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
And heart Egypt is gonna melt in the midst of it, man. Right? Gruesome of fire destruction is coming upon the midst of Babylon. Right? And that's what's going in the Holy Bible. All right.
What we got? Let's keep it flowing.
This is Acts chapter 17 and verse 1. Now when they had passed through,
and Amphipolis and Apollonia, they came to Thessalonica, where was a synagogue of Jews. And Paul, as his manner was, went in unto them, and 3 Sabbath days reasoned with them out of the scriptures, opening and alleging that Hamashiach must needs have suffered and risen again from the dead, and that this Yahushai, whom I preach unto you, is the anointed.
You got it, bro. Go ahead.
And some of them believed and consorted with Paul and Silas, and of the devout Greeks a great multitude, and of the chief women not a few.
Yep, and right now, you got who you have Paul, basically going back and forth, with other Israelites, who didn't believe that Yahushua was, basically was Yahushua, man. Because you got a lot of Israelites, during this time, who believed in the the old law. Okay, but guess what? Paul was telling these chicks at Thessalonica, all right, that Yahushua came, came for what? For grace, man, and not the law.
Yeah, they were wholly given to idolatry, worshiping idols, Venus, Mercury, the Princess Diana,
Jupiter,
the Queen of Heaven, Jupiter. That whole everywhere is this proves that the Greeks were Israelites, man, which we say week in and week out. But the Spirit's gonna keep bringing it up. All right, they had a synagogue of Jews in Thessalonica. That's not in Israel.
Right.
So there were different civilizations of Israelites all throughout the world. All throughout Asia Minor, the 7 churches of Asia Minor. Verse 5. But the Jews, which believed not, moved with envy, took unto them certain lewd fellows of the basest sort, and gathered a company, and set all the city on an uproar. So it started a riot, man. That, just like when the apostles went out, it started riots broke out, man. That reminded me of that old video with they was calling that woman a slut.
Oh yeah, yep. I remember that. Yep.
That could have broke out a riot. Somebody could have came out. You can't talk to this woman like that.
Call the cops on them.
Probably try to punch him or something.
He did though. That video. Oh wow.
That's what this word does, man.
That's right.
It says,
and that's why real quick, like give me Hebrews 4 and 12. This word brings out what the demons that's on you. It cuts you. Really don't say it. Right.
Hebrews 4 and 12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful.
Yep. Quick and powerful. The word, quick means what? Alive. All right.
And sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
Right, man. Hey, man, that's cold because what's that? Carnal sword can only go so far, but a spiritual sword, it's not going to only cut you, through flesh and bone, but it's going to get to your spirit, man. Right, cut that soul, and then within that, it's going to bring those demons out. And that's why when people come up, what do? We question them, scrutinize them, and see what kind of spirit they come in, because they could be coming to scoff or coming to actually get edified.
Either one or two things going to happen. You're going to get healed by the word, or you're going to get offended. And what did Yahushua say? Blessed is he who is not offended in me. So if you get offended, most likely you're going to die. If you don't repent.
You either get spiritually healed or spiritually cut.
That's right.
So that's how you know that this is the truth. That's what's the saying in the world, true words.
Yeah. Galatians 4:16. That's right. It does hurt.
Back in Acts 17 and 5, but the Jews which believed not moved with envy. Why were they envious then? Because they were tearing down their idols. Jacob was going the hell off, man. They were eating things, sacrificing on the idols, bowing down the idols. That's where their money came from too. I believe there's another scripture that says Paul had robbed me of the churches. So Paul was fucking up their money. The prophets was messing up their money. The things that we're doing right now is messing up these people's money. People ain't buying Christmas trees like they would no more. Instead of Christmas trees, people are buying Palo Santo, sage. People are becoming more spiritual.
Sea moss.
I had went to go to get something to eat, and the guy that was fixing my food, he was asking me about the stones.
Oh wow!
So what we're doing is actually changing the vibration of the world.
That's right.
It says, but the Jews which believe not moved with envy took unto them certain little fellows of the baser sort, and gathered a company, and set all the city on an uproar.
Right, under what? An uproar, or basically a mad ass mob. You know, just like in the movies. You know, they got the pitchforks and shit. You know, the fire and things. Yeah, you know, we're talking about all the other
Like when it came to get Shrek.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
it came to get
Yep.
Shrek, that the fire, the pitchforks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're ready to kill us. That's
Right, man.
Like that song by 2 Chainz, Let's Start a Riot. You know?
Yep.
It says, and assaulted the house of Jason, and sought to bring them out unto the people.
Right. So right now, you know, they come out. So basically, you know, they're surrounding, you know, Jason's house. You know, you're trying to get Paul to come out. You know.
And when they found them not, they drew Jason and certain brethren unto the rulers of the city, which Yahushua prophesied that, crying, these that have turned the world upside down are come hither also.
And who is that? Us, man. The prophets starting off with the apostles and elders, and now, man, just like the brother said, the whole vibration of the world is what is changing. Okay, because right now America is tainted, man. Well, actually, the whole world tainted. Because why? Because right now Esau got the word in his hands. All right. Actually, you want to get that real quick? St. Job 9:24.
I got it. You got some.
Oh, it's like my bad, bro. It's like.
Well, I wanted to add as well, you know, like today, with you telling Jake, you know, stop smoking, that's going to mess up Ishmael's money. So you got to think about the people back then that were selling lambs to Jake so they could sacrifice. That was ruining their money. Jake wasn't needed to buy so many lambs, so many oxen, so many rams, so they was getting pissed off because hey, we need these Jews' culture to continue our inflow. You know, so if you start messing with that, you're gonna mess with their money. This is Acts 19:24. For a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, which made silver shrines for Diana, brought no small gain unto the craftsmen, whom he called together with the workmen of like occupation, and said, sirs, ye know that by this craft we have our wealth.
That's how they made their money, making idols, man. Getting wealthy off that shit, man. Because people need something to what? To believe in. People need something to pray to. And who's that people?
Right.
Israel. Right? Because Jake has a zeal of the Most High, but not according to the true knowledge.
That's
so
right.
they was milking Israel.
And it reads, moreover, Acts 19:25, 26, moreover, ye see and hear that not alone at Ephesus, but almost throughout all Asia, this Paul has persuaded and turned away much people, saying that they be no gods which are made with hands, so that not only this our craft is in danger to be set at naught, but also that the temple of the great goddess Diana should be despised, and her magnificence should be destroyed, whom all Asia and the world worshipeth.
Right. Basically, you know, these people are mad at Paul because, you know, basically, because Paul converted a lot of Jakes, man. All right, a lot of Israelites. All right, and right there said throughout what the whole Asia. Okay, and then right now you got basically they're saying that Queen Diana is in danger because Paul is basically converting these men and these women, you know, to not believe in these idols. You know?
Yeah, the same thing happened on that show Vikings. People got crazy. That show Vikings, if you brother check it out on Amazon Prime, the reason why they were getting so mad is because the so-called Christians were taking over that known world. They were doing away with idolatry. Now they were still going off, but they were doing away with the worship of false gods. And they was like, yo, these people, they gonna take over the world if we don't kill them all. And they started to come to America, you know, so they could keep the worship of their gods. You know?
Was it more than that in Acts?
That was it.
This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right. And within that, you know, being that the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, guess what? The earth is going to be what? Wicked. You know, everything here is upside down. You got men, you know, being women, and you got females being men.
And this revealed a pride police car.
Oh yes, I've seen that. You know, you got all kinds of abominable acts and people think it's normal, man. You know, they think that good is evil and evil is good, man. All right, but guess what? Us but Yahweh Shema Shai, you know, waking up the exceeding great army, all right, is bringing back that righteous vibration in the earth and allowing people to, you know, to come back into you know, so-called, not so-called, but things that are righteous. You know, like brother said, frankincense, the Palo Santo, things of that matter. You know, who is that? Who is that? You know, that's Jake, man. Okay, because now you got Jake. You know, they're getting more into, you know, into the bees, you know, stones and whatnot.
They're becoming more spiritual.
Right,
They're going off.
right.
They're talking about their ancestors and shit.
Yeah.
But they're becoming more spiritual,
That's
nonetheless. Not a lot of people are worshiping Jesus Christ as they were back in like the 90s.
That's right.
Early 2000s.
That's right. And why? Because the word has been preached out. Is you know, it's gone forth.
Well, now you can Google Yahweh Shai. Google Yahweh Shai, the image of Yahweh Shai is going to pop up.
Yeah.
When I first came into truth, you couldn't do that.
A lot of images gonna pop up. You know. Real quick, you had something, bro?
Oh, no, I was looking for a precept.
Okay.
Got nothing.
And it's 1 Corinthians 7:31. It says, and they that use this world is not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passing away.
Right, and the word fashion means what? Basically, the manner of life, you know. And just like you say, you know, us right now, being men of God, Shema Shai, we don't abuse the word, you know. And what do you do with it? We fucking milk it, you know. But the point was is that the fashion, this one's gonna pass away, man. It's like it, and that's why things right now is being taken away from Babylon. The mirth is being gone. Well, the mirth is gone. You know, the bread and circus, that's through. All right, that whole nostalgic feeling of, you know, getting that American dream is gone, man. All right, and that's why you see a shift in power. Okay, you got more bros, you know, and more believers being awoken. All right, the transition from Esau to Jacob is happening, man.
Yeah, it all goes back to that name. The vibration of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is very heavy in the earth right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's right.
And going back to, I believe that's what that Second Chronicles 7, that all Israel returned and praised.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Then the Lord would soon subdue our enemies.
That's right.
You know.
Real quick, Shaw. Yep. Okay.
This is Isaiah 56 and verse 10. His watchmen are blind. They're all ignorant.
Yep.
They're all dumb dogs.
They're all dumb dogs. You know, that's going into, you know, a lot of these leaders I heard, you know, they cause Jake to err because they have no bite. It's like it. They have bark but no bite. You know, they may look good, like you said. They may have the gold rings and the gay clothing, but guess what? They're not telling you nothing. You know, putting on a form of godliness. You know, that's why if you ask a so-called Christian pastor today, you know, what's the MOTB? He can't answer that for you, man. You know.
His watchmen are blind.
Yep, the watchmen are blind. You know, and if you're a blind watchman, how you gonna watch, you know, to see when the enemy's coming, you know, after you? You
Think
know?
about the ancient world. You had a fortress or a kingdom. You had to set men on those walls to watch out for the evildoers. So if you set a blind man up there,
Right, on top of the battlements, what he gonna do?
He said, we all gonna die.
right, I said God for a little nigga.